everybody knows stone. Nobody need to teach stone. Even the schools, kindergarten, the children are not taught on stones. But that stone and the stone industry competing from India against the world is something different. It's a high technology industry. Everybody thinks it's an ordinary stone industry. When you make it for road metal or for size stones or fence stones, that doesn't need big technology except crushing or making it to the sizes. But when you need to make it for construction purposes in a high-rise building for external cladding or for internal applications as flooring material, you need a lot of details. This is not known to the common man. For example, we need to know what is the strength of the stone, compressive strength. How much of moisture is absorbable? Because if too much of moisture absorbs, you need to increase the width of the stone, the thickness of the stone. Otherwise, the stone will develop cracks when it is in high rise. In the winter months, it will freeze and develop cracks and fall down, which is very dangerous. And so also in hot countries, due to high temperature, it may expand and develop crack. So the engineering parameters are globally fixed. US standards, European standards, British standards, and Japanese standards, like that. There are many standards fixed. And only those kind of stones which are suitable for such applications can be exportable and used in building applications, not every stone. Though, first of all, the main attraction of a stone for the export purposes, based on aesthetic color appreciation and the beauty and the uniformity and the pattern, like marble or something uniform. But when we go to the details, we have to discuss with the architects, interior designers, and also the engineers who go for the, what is called thermal variations and all that. We have to satisfy them. So we have to make a chemical test, engineering test to satisfy and apply it. This is a fundamental thing that normally common man doesn't understand. I want you to kindly make it known that very high, tough standards are expected. And if, for example, chemical contents are there, like iron content, which is common in the rocks, and when we fix it on a building, it will develop, rust may develop, and ultimately it may ooze out, affecting the beauty of the stone applied already, or as well as it may develop also crack. So these kind of things, even after many years, they may claim damages against the exporters. So, for example, when we develop a quarrying, for about 2 to 3 meters, we cannot export the stones, or even boulder, we cannot just like that export it. We polish it and check it, but besides that, we need to check it with a reputed institute to satisfy that it is reliable, it is trustworthy. Then, stone everybody thinks only as polished, but nowadays you can see in many hotels with different finishes. The beautiful different finishes, give you a kind of many textures which never seen in the past. In the last 10 years, many new designs and patterns have come due to the scientific development. Comparing the bulk minerals like iron ore or manganese or bauxite or any other mineral, they need only a big explosion and making the earth to come out, and then they make a select, and bulk of this thing is excavated and loaded in the truck, and high grade and low grade can be mixed. But in the stone industry, nothing can be done. So the very high, every square inch or square centimeters, we need to look into the color, the pattern. If there's something, we have to reject it. So the recovery of the granite ranges from 3%, even less than that sometimes, to about 15 to 20%. Sometimes maybe 1 or 2 quarries may give 25%. That's all. So this industry is well recognized all over the world. For example, in the United States, there are 2-3 centers which have celebrated the centenary year, like in Barrie, Vermont, and also Alberton, like that. They have celebrated over 100 years. So also in South Africa, Brazil, and also Scandinavian countries like Sweden have celebrated a long number of years. And we are a very young industry that's developed though we originally developed the tombstones from Andhra Pradesh, the United then Andhra Pradesh from Kuppam, I mean, the industry was exporting only tombstones in punched form to UK market alone. So later on, today, you can see the monuments going as wonderfully well, and with a lot of designs and sculpture works, which is very beautiful. And then there are huge slabs, tabletops, and you must also know, surprisingly, you must be, it will be big news to you, that for any optical measurements, precision measurements in the world, be it a satellite or a missile, or for very high precision LED, LCD, I mean, kind of glass that we need to make it, everything is measured only on a black granite table. Black granite table gives an optimum precision measurement that is known as, I mean, surface plates. So like that, the stone is not only going for building purposes, it is also going for high engineering, high electronic, even for making any prototypes of optical lenses, even cameras, this stone is used. Even for chocolates and other nuts crushing, stone is only used because they don't want to use metal. Metal can create problem in health, so stone is used. So stone has got an extensive use, and as already explained, Stona was the first international exhibition organized in India by the private sector in 1987. And you must also be happy to know that there are many fairs, Engineering Export Promotion Council, Engineering Exports, and Handloom Export Pros, Textile Export Promotions, exhibitions, and also leather, export and international fairs and all that, chemical exports and all that. But all these are sponsored and in association with the government organization, what is called trade promotion, authority originally, now trade promotion organizations. But this is the only private organization that conducts international fairs. With great difficulty, we got approval from about 10 ministries in the 1983 before the liberalization scheme. So therefore, Stona and the then AIJC and the present FIXI has contributed a lot in helping the government to get a kind of acceptable policy. And there are yet to be, a lot of things yet to be done. And many governments want to change the policies, this and all that. But everybody should know one thing. There are more than 1,000 varieties of stones in the world. It's not like iron ore, only 2 varieties like magnetite or hematite. There are more than 1,000 varieties. Every stone needs to be promoted in a very tough competitive environment. Unless you show the stone in exhibitions and take it to various architects and engineers and big construction companies, it can't be promoted. There's no market ready for waiting. China is the biggest producer of many varieties. Brazil is the biggest producer of many unique varieties. And so also all the African countries got stones. There are more than 120 countries have stones, and that too export worthy, and we are competing against each and every one of them. So against that, the contribution of India is wonderful, and we have, as already said by the President and others, we are not only granite, marble, sandstone, slates, quartzite, pebbles, the river stones, the rolling stones, and now we make it like river stones, and all these stones have got exports and clubbed as natural stones. And I represent also not only as the founder president of the then AIJC and FIXI, I am representing the CAPEXIL, the Government of India Commerce Ministry body, which facilitates the exports of the stone, all the natural stones. And we are doing all the stones put together. The export is being done about 12,000 crores, of which about 80% is granite only. So this is the kind of situation, and it contributes several lakhs of people, and the huge investments in mining, and also setting up of factories for 100% export oriented, or even for domestic. The industry caters to many other, for example, truck industry, shipping. So therefore, besides the local development, it contributes to social economic development in a big way. And everybody thinks mistakes only and writes negative things, but I want you to see the positive things of this industry and promote it to globally compete. We are not depriving anybody in the country or the domestic area from needing the granite and exporting to depriving somebody. So we are only exporting what cannot be consumed in this country, and we are earning the very valuable foreign exchange, and we have brought respect to the whole country. Thank you very much.